Order submit. Order canceled.
All right. Market's open. Nice little dump right off the bat. Just being patient so far. Had to move down, brought off the open. Since then, we've been a little indecisive. Kind of sitting right here at VWAP. If we can get through VWAP, we might continue lower. So we could be seeing right now. Dylan tapping in. He is long. Off the VWAP. Good luck. Looks like we're dumping a little bit. Brandon also has a long bias. I'd say I do as well. Definitely overall bullish on the day. We just got to get above those EMAs and then get something to happen. Looks like the long is kind of working. Getting stuck a little bit at the 1 EMA here. 1 minute 9 EMA. This is either going to blow up or one more entry. Yeah, we'll see. So kind of just hanging out around VWAP. Holding below the 1 minute moving average. There's a little move up. This could be the blow up. Dang, there's nearly 30 points off the 5 EMA. That was second entry. It took that long. Oh, nice. Let me see. Are the EMAs different on ES? Oh yeah, they're a lot different. Yeah, ES was kind of chilling at the EMAs. And Q's like below them, rejecting off them as we speak. If I would have got in there off the 15 or the 5, I mean, I would have had to probably like put a limit order in there or just get in pretty quickly. It dropped to like 30 points almost instantly. Well above TP. Not that I would have really wanted to go short, just because kind of had the bearish bias. I mean bullish. What am I saying? But dang, that was nice short there. And nice long on ES as well. Well, I guess we'll see if NQ also can get above the EMAs and make a decent move to the highs. Or if we kind of stay bearish. I think we kind of had a similar thing yesterday where NQ was predominantly bearish most of the day, where ES was kind of bullish. Kind of got the same thing today. A little interesting. It like almost makes me a little hesitant to kind of be bearish on NQ because of ES. But also if NQ is doing its own thing, I hate to be, you know, bullish on NQ just because ES is bullish, because often that'll also mess you up. Hit TP for the day with one good trade. Shall see you tomorrow. Sounds good. Well, good work so far. Good day. That's all we like to see. By the way, chop time. Dang already? I wouldn't be surprised, but that is unfortunate. We definitely are kind of struggling to go much of anywhere. Yeah, looks that way on ES. NQ though, I mean, we are like chopping in this little zone here at the lows. We still haven't undone this momentum to the downside. Oh, that was bad. So yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll see what happens with NQ. It's definitely kind of consolidating here at the lows, but definitely not following the same trend as ES. Here comes the push. All right, I'm ready for it. It's a nice little dip there. Also, a nice close on the 15-minute candle from NQ. Very bearish close. Very much the opposite of ES again, like we're talking about. Might have to try and grab a short. We'll see though. Looks like ES is kind of catching up to NQ just a little bit. ES trying to take the lows. NQ just falling still. So much for that push up. I was also feeling pretty bullish though, so guess we're going down for now. Yeah, definitely wrong, LOL. I mean, I was thinking the same thing, but yeah, I guess not today. Went short off the 15-minute orb. Oh, nice. Would have been pretty solid short. Well played. If we lose, sorry, if we lose 70, we could be dumping even more. Move adds up. That's good, that's good. You hate to see when the moves don't add up. Good long setup, dump at open, and weakness for the long follow through. Harsh dump. Yeah, we never got the long setup on NQ. But I think Brandon took the long setup here on ES. Got his nice win, and then he just said, peace out. Yeah, definitely failed the follow through there. And NQ just never got like above the EMAs and kind of just dumped down. This trade would have been pretty solid actually, but kind of had a bullish bias just looking at like kind of overall price. I'm definitely looking to grab a 5 or 15 would be nice. Yo, this opening range breakout trade is paying. Dang, you're still in it. I guess we haven't really showed any real signs of weakness. So well done. Yeah, bullish than weakness, signaled no more longs. Kind of like yesterday. Yeah. Dang, viewers are kind of down today. Only got like a couple. Dylan, I'm out. Only held so long because I was light 3 micros. Well, hey, 3 micros still pretty good for, I mean, what was that like? I mean, that's like well over 100 points. So nice. Nice work. If we even get a pullback. Jeez. We're just going straight down. Guess I should be taking trades off the 1 minute. I'm just joking. But I mean, this one right here would have been good. This one would have paid a little bit. Nah, I just gotta be patient though. We'll get an entry. Yeah, definitely probably looking for a 5-minute entry for now, just because the 15-minute EMA kind of high up there. If we did get all the way up there, we would cancel out a lot of the momentum from this move down. So for now, kind of got an eye on the 5-minute. Bye, Lau. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Dang, we still going down? Yeah, pretty much ever since the open. Sweep up 386 or 381, then push. 386 is where my mouse is. But that could definitely make sense. I believe that's the overnight low. Yeah, it is. That definitely makes sense to me. Sweep the overnight lows. Then push, maybe get a reversal of some sorts. Yeah, Asia session dumped hard. But then London session actually just like kind of... Let me just double check. Yeah, London session kind of undid like most of it. Not all of it. And then we started like pulling back. And we just dumped some more. Definitely crazy. All right, pulling back a little bit. Could be what we need to get an entry here. Unless the buyers decide to just go straight through everything, undo all of this momentum. That would be crazy. Alright, getting kind of close. Even though we're still like 50 points away. 40 points. Prakash, yo. Welcome back. I buy short term, 30 points. Well, it looks like if you bought somewhere down here, you're doing pretty well. Definitely got 30 points by now. Alright, see if we get a short here. Of course, we might not make it all the way to our entry, which would be unfortunate, but is what it is. Yeah, I'm also looking to sell. Kind of thinking of selling in this area right here, around 500.
Order filled. Stop filled.
It's real account. Prop firm. Around 560, not 500. Possibly. Yeah, buyer's kind of relentless there. Yeah, around 550 or 60 could be a little bit better, maybe off the 15-minute. We are kind of V'ing though, which is a little unfortunate, but we kind of got to be aware of that.
Order filled.
Dang, really bad entry there. This still might work out, but kind of got like this bottom little wick. I meant to get in like right here at like 19. Volatility is kind of crazy. We might get stopped out again.
Stop filled.
Yeah, that was not the best, but I don't know. I guess the shorts aren't the play. Or I'm just reading it really wrong. Got back below the 5 EMA. Which was another entry. And then we just kind of faked it out and went right back up.
Connection lost. Order cancelled.
Yeah, this move up is kind of nuts. I mean, sometimes that's just how it goes, but I like almost want to try again here off the 15, like just depending on how we react up here. But especially like the second move, once we got back below the 5, how it just insta pumped back up. I'm like afraid to just go short now. The market's anything but bearish, even though we should be bearish. I don't know, it's, yeah, weird. We haven't even had like a single pullback on this move up, but it's still like so strong. It's crazy. Yeah, no, the dump could have been the BS. Like I said, before open, I was pretty bullish. So I was kind of waiting for us to get above those EMAs to make a move, but then started dumping. So kind of assumed we had a short bias now. But yeah, this recovery is crazy. Prakash is selling now. We are finally showing a little weakness, and we are kind of at that previous level. And it could be worth it. But it does feel a little silly to try a short a third time after these two failed. But it looks like it actually might work out. I did enter on green back here. Yeah, definitely smart to probably play that break even. Just with how we've been failing the shorts so far. Like I said, I don't trust them. I might miss out on a winning trade because of that, but this could have definitely been just a little unfortunate. But this second trade, getting back below the 5, failing again. Like, don't trust the shorts. It's back long bias, but what the frick? Seriously. Yeah, I guess I might wait, see if we get above the EMAs and maybe try a long or something. If that doesn't work, probably just cut my losses, call it a day. If you want a long, you have to long now. Potentially. But I would prefer us to get above that 15-minute EMA for confirmation. It might be lagging, but it's also the strat, so gotta follow the plan. Yeah, this maybe recoveries is freaking wild, that's for sure. I guess that might have been the play. I was kind of waiting for that close, but we closed so far away from the EMA. Now it's a little too far too late. But yeah, I just don't really trust price right now. Looking back at previous days, I think someone set up a recovery bot that buys up all the lows with substantial size. That would make sense, honestly. Would not be surprised. It's the only thing that like makes sense, because this V is crazy. Again, with my original strategy from like last year, I probably would have had a setup in this area here to then get this move. But in the last like year, we just like don't get the setup. We just go up. And like around this time of day is when the setup would happen. Sell now, sell now. I don't know, man. Personally, don't really trust the sells anymore. Still trying to figure out if I trust the buyers. Because with this kind of V, we definitely could just be chopping soon. So I didn't, a little hesitant to take this trade here. But if we pull back, I might try it a second time. But we'll see. Kind of hard to argue against the longs right now. But in theory, we should get a pullback eventually. Yeah, even like something like this, it's like we finally get a pullback after a huge move. Without a single pullback. Like not even any bear flags. Like this entire stretch. And we finally get one and we just go straight through it. It's crazy. Straight through it with no pullbacks on the way up either. Except like kind of this one. Off the 5, but I don't know, man. Crazy market.
Order filled.
See if we get something here. Could probably target like 32 maybe.
Order filled.
My stop losses are all messed up. Guess we didn't really push the highs there like I thought we were going to. 184, that's my risk. Oh no. That's better. Yeah, that's the craziest part is they're always like right during the market hours. And I feel like there's like none during like Asia, London. Like maybe I do need to trade London or Asia. Because they definitely seem to be cleaner than New York recently. Alright, hopefully we get this pop up here. If not, so we kind of keep showing weakness like we kind of are. Might close the trade. But it looks like we should be good. Maybe not. Might take another L here. Always trade against me. Kinda. At least today. But yeah, just too much weakness there. No continuation.
Self-filled.
Kind of just how it goes. Well, I guess we're going back down. Pullbacks are a thing of the past. Yeah, 3 in a row, kind of nuts. Tried my luck on the last one. I mean, it was a good little bounce. I cut the bottom of it too. But we just can't get any follow through off these pullbacks. Selling green candle, trust me. I mean, maybe, but depending on what candle you sell on, I mean, selling some of these green candles, it's not working out for you. But obviously, I'm guessing you have a little bit more to your system than that. It's almost tempting to go short now, but frick. Don't trust it. Yeah, this V algo is crazy. But yeah, getting back below the 15 would be hypothetically an entry going with that short bias from earlier, but man, kind of the second entry as well, getting back below it. Just don't know if I could take a fourth trade. On this account.
Order filled.
Try this on the other account. almost had a nice push there, but kind of short-lived. If this is a V-line algo, this trade should be on the right side of it. Just got done on the day. Made 1200 on the move up with NQ. Nice. Well done. Did you catch the move up? No, I did not. I kind of assumed we were gonna hold this 5-minute EMA as well as the other ones and continue the move down. But the buyers were pretty relentless and we went through everything. Now we're in a little short off the highs, getting back below the EMAs. You kind of ODing with the trades. Maybe. I might have been. Might have been a little bit. Kind of thought I was doing the right thing with some of those trades. Maybe a little aggressive, but I am trying to be a little bit more aggressive just so I don't like miss trades. But took my 3 losses. I'm only taking this trade just because it's on another account, but if I do lose this one as well, I'm probably just gonna call it a day. Double your TP. I don't know if I'd double it, but I probably would move it down to like 34 maybe, kind of down here.
Order filled.
Looked like I wanted to make the move down, but it just knows when I scale in, so it can come back and stop me out. Just kidding, just kidding.
Target filled.
Yeah, that one should hit. Banger, yes sir. So that's what we were trying to get like this whole time. But the buyer said, not today. I mean, I thought we might get a little bounce here. Didn't. Thought the second entry here, back below the 5 EMA, would have been it. But we're just like bouncing up and up and up, and probably shouldn't have just switched to a long bias, but it wasn't a terrible trade either. Just maybe should have done something differently. I don't know. But yeah, waiting for it to come back below these EMAs seemed to be a pretty good play. Luckily got it on this other account, but a little unfortunate that we did not make back the losses on the first account. I still could, but again, don't know if I want to lose much more on that account in one day. But why not scaling? Oh, I did scale. Maybe it was a little late. I was kind of waiting for us to get below the 5. And once we did get below it, we kind of like went below it low quickly. So maybe not the best scale there. Didn't make as much profit as I could have. We got a little scale in. Total of 12 micros at the end of it. 4 initial. Added 8. Yeah, definitely not as much profit as we probably could have got on the trade. But it looks like the TP was nearly perfect there. Definitely would have gotten stopped out. If we didn't hit TP there. Kind of another move out the 15 there. But like hardly enough time to even get in. Oh, it's like instant. I'm still very upset, TBH. With like price action or with something else. But if you're talking about the V algo, I'm with you. Any consistency rule on funny ticks? Yeah, during the evaluation phase, there's a 40% consistency rule. But once you're funded, there's none. So if you're trading the 50K account, the profit target would be $2,500. You just can't make more than $1,000 in a day. You're thinking of an adjustment, maybe. Interesting. What kind of adjustment are we talking about? Is that for like the strategy overall, or is that for like for me specifically? I haven't been trading too bad with this strat so far, but yeah, the last, well, I mean, just today. Tried my best. Thought I was following the rules, but I definitely could have made some errors in here, of course. Also, this one probably just like shouldn't have scaled. I think that might have been the problem there. Pretty good trade, pretty good bounce, but we just didn't get up to TP. I kind of scaled in here at the highs, expecting a little breakout. I'm just dumbfounded. And that's the market for you. But at the same time, if you do have like one day like this a week, I can't complain too much. But it still is a bit unfortunate. I guess I just should have taken like this short earlier. I mean, this one would have been almost butter. Kind of scaling below the one, target down here somewhere. I just get scared when I see ES doing like the complete opposite, because ES was literally taking the highs and like it was like a long trade as this trade was kind of setting up. I just gotta trust like NQ more, maybe. Or maybe it's just a coincidence that this happened to work out, you know, sometimes sometimes like C trades still win, which can be tough for learning from mistakes. So right, that's the thing, like they do move differently, but they also can support each other and support different trends. And that's where it can be tricky. But I think, yeah, especially this last week, there's been like a little bit of a difference. Because like I think a couple of the days, like you and Brandon were both saying like, oh yeah, like, we're bullish or we're doing this. And I'm like, well, I don't know, NQ's doing this. And then like NQ holds the lows and starts dumping. Or ES is like trying to, you know, make highs or whatever. Obviously, ES did eventually dump after that weakness up there, but you could say NQ kind of started this move almost. But yeah, I probably just gotta trust NQ a little bit more, but also still be aware of what ES is doing because I think it is useful. Well, we're back below the EMAs. I'm down too much. Gotta chill for today. Honestly, I'm kind of at the same point. I'm not like down too much, but I'm still down a bit on that one account. Not like more than like is in my tolerance. But taking like 3 L's in a row kind of hurts. Would have been nice to take that 4th trade on that same account, but it's good to have like kind of a daily loss limit of sorts. It would almost be tempting to continue the short idea here now that we're back below the EMAs, but don't really trust them anymore. But this also could have just been like kind of the BS move. Kind of BS longs here. Back to shorts. But yeah, I think 3 losses might be a good spot to cut me off or cut myself off. Because the last thing I want to do is end up being like down, you know, like $800. Especially like commissions are a little heavier with the micros, especially when you're doing 4 initial, scale into like 8 more, then you're in 12 total. That's like more than a mini, but you're in micros. Obviously, I did take like 3 trades here, but like my negative 566 is actually like negative 600 after like $40 of commissions, so it adds up. If this V algo is legit, I think it's most optimal to catch initial moves, not continuations. Yeah, I mean, that's almost got to be the play. Because yeah, like again, kind of off the open, it's like, okay, we get below the EMAs, we have this kind of big move, and then we support it with the EMA kind of initially. But then yeah, trying to like continue this move, it's been a pretty heavy trend recently. It's just like the lack of move continuations. But also, again, going back to my reversal strat, there's no setups. Like even like up here, like we almost have like, you know, sweep of the highs, break the low, but it's just not really clean. You could say maybe this is some sort of entry, but again, just not the cleanest. But that's the closest thing to an entry so far today. Because it's not like we have any entry like up here. And then this just went straight up, so no entry here. And there's not even like any previous highs to break. But that's definitely, yeah, definitely nullifying the Momo here. But yeah, it looks like this could have played out nicely. We also had like a little bear flag. I would have probably taken it on this account that I just took this this other trade on. This one. But since I'm already up on the day, I'm not worrying about it. And the other account's down, and the third account I'm saving for those 5-minute reversal trades, which we also just don't really get a lot of entries anymore. Yeah, it's almost got to be an algo with how clean the V's are. I mean, you could say this V, not quite as clean. Like this might not be quite an algo, because it is kind of like holding below the EMAs and starting to make the move back down. But this 100%, like there's no way, like not a single pullback here, not a single pullback here until like, again, this one right here maybe. But that's about it. It is the same slope though. And that's where I'd agree with you. Because like there's a little bit more like noise with like some of these candles kind of going up and down, where you could say like, oh, this is a pullback, maybe an entry. Right, maybe this is like setting up a downtrend kind of with higher lows. I mean, lower lows and stuff, lower highs. So you could say that it's forming like a downtrend here where you don't have that here, but it is still like the same slope, especially, I mean, now that we've broken the bear flag, we're definitely getting that same kind of move without any pullbacks. Yeah, looks like we might be going all the way back down to the lows. Jeez. I'd argue to pop up after your TP is a V algo, but smaller. Oh, gotcha. Like after this TP. Right, well, because you could argue, yeah, like I got almost lucky with my TP there. Because we should have had probably a little bit more continuation. I mean, I went for like 34 points here, and I kind of lined it up with this low right here, because that kind of made sense to me. But I mean, 75% of the 15-minute ATR is 48 right now. If I was targeting 48 points, I mean, eventually it would have hit, but we would have gone stopped out in the process. So yeah, I see what you're saying, like the smaller V algo down here to here. Definitely. Always tempting to make some more trades, especially again after a little bit of that BS. I'd like to imagine that the shorts still hold up at these EMAs. But is this going to be a V algo that goes all the way back up? I don't know. We did just get below the 30 on the RSI on the 1 minute. Just definitely could be a little pullback. This is the 1 minute chart right here. So every candle is a 1 minute. But I am looking at the 5 and 15 minute as well. And like, I'll refer to a bunch of different stuff, but typically like I mostly look at the 1. I know the V algo, I probably should just buy now and sell up here at the EMA. But yeah, we're getting close to 11 a.m. I imagine we do, like if we zoom out here, I bet we do kind of consolidate here, and we probably do form a pennant. So we probably kind of bounce around between here for the next little while. That would be my prediction. And then we get really tight, and then like after lunch we probably pop up, maybe down. I will be right back. Oh yeah, it's definitely an algo though. That's crazy. This V. Oh yeah, the disappointment is real in the market. Also kind of had an entry there on the 15-minute. But what the heck is this? What kind of candle is this? I guess it probably would have hit TP though, right? Get in somewhere up here, scale below the 5. I think it would have hit TP pretty easily. Maybe like 45. Down to like 10. But still, like, what the heck is going on? I do wonder though, the 30-second that we talked about previously, definitely probably a little too much. Oh, there we go. I was like, it's not updating. Yeah, probably a little crazy, a little hard to actually trade. But just looking like the candles here. Looks like we did get a couple kind of pullbacks here on this move down. A couple bear flags maybe. But even on the 30-second chart, we still had this leg up. Without a single, like, anything. Like, where's the trend reversal? Where's the market structure shift, pullback? No. We hit the bottom, we go straight up. Wild. Looks like it could have got a nice short here, potentially off the... Move this and this. Right, kind of take these highs out, take this low. Go into this fair value gap in the EMA, close below. Enter in here, chop around for a little bit. But yeah, like target down here at the bottom of this leg, or maybe like here on the 30-second for like this leg here, but it's not terrible, not terrible. But yeah, going down to the 30-second might be kind of crazy. Might be a little wild. Go back to the 1 minute. I feel safer over there. Or do I? I don't even know. Price action is wild. Grab the long, like above the 15. Say I would, but if I do, I gotta take it on. Probably the account that I'm down. I could do the one that I'm up, but we can trade with the V-Algo if that. That's true. If we are trading V-Algo, target would probably be up here somewhere. Could use the one that I'm up. I'm taking this personally. Well, the markets might not like that. The market heard you say long and it said, just kidding, we're going short. This is actually the top of the V. Or like the upside down V. You know what? I'm inspired. Oh, maybe this is a good thing after all. Good turn of events. Inspiration. Ooh, yeah. Nice little close there on the 1 minute below the 15, 5, and 1. Kind of also a 15 entry, like the second entry on the 15 here. This was kind of the first one. Kind of weird candle there. Second entry. But yeah, once again, you kind of get below the EMAs, scale in somewhere in here, and then you get kind of stuck. I mean, that's what happened on this trade. As soon as we scale in, we get stuck and just lack a lot of continuation. Alright, so the adjustment is to look for the initial move. Okay, okay. So the initial move would just kind of be... I thought I had an idea, but now I'm kind of rethinking my thought process. Sorry about terminology. I don't know if it's bad. I'm just, I was kind of thinking a certain way and now kind of changing how I'm thinking. Just trying to think like the best way to make it make sense. But I don't think it was bad terminology necessarily. Because yeah, this could be like the initial move because we get below the EMAs. And then we kind of get this first move off the EMAs and then go down. Right, the V algo is gonna recover the V's, so you want to be in the initial momentum move to set the V off. So this trade did end up working out. Man, this is when the market just kind of sucks though. We have all these kind of fake moves, you end up losing a couple trades. And then you have some good ones, right? Get back below the 15, continue the short bias. Another 15 trade here, 5 trade here. But at this point, I'm already like max loss on the day, so you can't even like take these trades, or you just do and you just need like to lower your size kind of either initially or for the continued trades. FCO 11, thank you for the follow. I think the V algo is on ES and its influence on ES isn't as strong. Yep. NQ definitely is usually a little bit more extreme, a little more dramatic with some of that stuff. Oh yes, V algo influence on NQ. Right, yeah, still has clean V's. Yeah, it's so weird looking at the market like in V's instead of like normal stuff. Cause yeah, I mean, right now it's just V, 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 pennants, all that stuff. It's wild. Cause yeah, I'm so much more used to looking at it like just in terms of like trend. Right, higher lows, lower highs, all that kind of stuff. Second entry rule is Momo Chop. Did help us avoid fighting against the VLGO. Yeah, I think even like some of these trades, like second entry is usually kind of safer, but like it depends because on some trades, like this first short up here, you would just miss it completely. You would have not lost this trade. You still might have lost this one unless you waited for like a close below on the 1 minute. But maybe that was still a loss. And then maybe take a... I mean, yeah, if you try the 15, wait for this second entry on the short low. I mean, pretty good. Yeah, Momo usually is pretty solid off the open. Yeah, definitely a little annoying looking at that trade because like worked out pretty nicely. Just hesitated because ES was literally like taking highs at the same time. So I was like, what if NQ follows ES and just takes the highs out? I do tend to hesitate a little bit on the open, but that's kind of my goal, is to try not to. But so far, we only get like one trade in the open. And then we do this. And then we find, as soon as we get another entry, it's not as good. I mean, look, we can still catch like a nice good trade in the day at some point. But, and like this one probably was decently solid. Yeah, open can be a little scary, especially when it's like the first minute or two. Those ones I don't feel too bad missing. Just because it's like the first couple of minutes, but I think this one would have been pretty valid. But yeah, I think it was kind of justified though with ES taking highs at the same time. But in hindsight, just trust the EMAs and the initial momentum. Probably worth doing for NQ. Try and catch a nice good trade because, I mean, yeah, even Brandon, he caught that move up on ES, which was like the opposite of NQ. Got his nice win and he's done. And that definitely would be the goal with some of this stuff. Looks like we might just kind of hold the EMAs and kind of keep working our way down, potentially. I mean, it'd be nice if we did. But we're also kind of just getting tighter and tighter. It's not quite the pennant that I drew, but like you could make it a little steeper. Same idea though. Dang, I feel foolish. Just for like not noticing this earlier. I mean, it definitely seems to be kind of a trend throughout this last year. Yeah. Well, I feel like it might, again, like I've seen enough success still, despite like a day like today that kind of I got a little unlucky with. Yeah, it probably isn't something you like really need to like change your whole strategy for, because it does kind of set up like the RSI chop and other things. It is definitely a little weird. But I think, like you said, like this move up, I mean, call the Viago or whatever, but I think it was just a little kind of BS, a little bit like just weird. Like we should not have had this many like buyers up in here. Maybe it is just the Viago, but I mean, definitely could help with like the confluence and just everything with the strategy. But like I said, I don't know if it's like totally something to freak out about. Right, definitely can't fight it though. Do you have another job outside of this? I do some work here and there. Help my dad with some stuff, but like some of the stuff with his business, or it's all kind of just a little extra. But yeah, typically I'm trading 7:30 to, well, like my local time. But yeah, like 9:30 a.m. Eastern to 1 o'clock. So this V made you feel foolish. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I don't know if it made me feel foolish. Maybe it should have. Maybe it just feel more like a victim. A victim of market BS. But yeah, maybe could have expected a little bit more. Oh, you just take it more personally because you, right? You, You're supposed to have it figured out, right? You're tech flu. You don't lose, right? You're not wrong. That'd be crazy. That's fair. I think that's kind of how I was last year. Like when I was on like that good winning streak, like it was awesome. But then as soon as I took like more than like one loss in a row, because typically like if I did get a loss, I could win it back the same day, like almost like 9 times out of 10. There's like the occasional day where I took 2 losses. And on those days, I probably would be like, oh, might be done on the day, right? But literally, like that was like 1 out of 10 times that I lost twice in a row. But there was like, there was like a day or a week where I had like 2 days in a row where I lost 2 trades in a row. And I was like, I took it pretty personal. I was like, what the heck? Like, what's going on? Like, how did I let that happen? Right, like the understanding part of it. Because yeah, kind of similar. I was like, thought I kind of had it figured out, thought I kind of knew what I was doing, and then I'm like, wait a sec. Do I? But also, yeah, it's like, why did I read that wrong or whatever? But obviously things change, market adapts, you kind of have to adapt a little bit with it. Obviously you can stay pretty consistent with some things, especially like, moving averages and whatnot. Especially with a strategy like this, you have the ATR to help support the volatility change. So you can be pretty consistent. But yeah, definitely have to adapt a little bit here and there. The short version of my algo has been getting cooked. Shoot. Probably a lot of it was commissions though, right? Because that would be a tough part with the algo. Actually, I guess looking back at your picture you sent, you did have like a negative net P&L. But that also might have been like previously. Maybe now it's better. Anyways. Looks like we're bouncing off the bottom of this line, blue line algo, which means we might hold this here. Maybe get a little push up here, maybe try another little trade. But also 4 trades today. I'm a little wiped out. Not like actually, but like definitely not itching to get any more trades. It's a mirrored long and short algo, same criteria flips. Gotcha. Right, the profits should equal out, yeah. Yeah, that's why I've been a little hesitant to really like make an algo myself. Because I think in some ways it could definitely be beneficial and help me out. And I could kind of automate some of the things that I do. But as far as like just like completely hands-off automatic trading, I don't know. I've seen enough instances where they get kind of cooked, and you have to constantly adjust it and change things. NQ diverging when I was using ES as a signal caused problems. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, typically NQ and ES don't diverge quite as much, but the last week it kind of has been a little bit more. For a never-ending thing. Like you might not have to like sit down and trade yourself, which can be nice, but you do have to sit down and iron out the algo almost constantly, forever. So I guess it just depends on like what you'd rather do. Work on the algo every day or trade every day. It's the same 98% of the time. The 2% does some costly BS. Dang, I feel that. Just with like trading in general, sometimes it's like, again, like 9 out of 10 times, it's like, oh yeah, this kind of makes sense. This is fine. But then yeah, like that 2% time, or even like maybe 10%, you know, 1 out of 10 times, you just get some BS with the market, and then you like end up losing more money than like you were planning on or should have. It can be kind of costly unless you do like keep your risk pretty managed, pretty well managed. I think I did all right cutting myself off at 3 losses. But at the same time, it is like a little like, oh, I could have made back most of my losses on this trade. But obviously, what can you do? Good to keep the losses low, because that's like another thing that kind of messed me up last year when I was trading, is like I was winning, it was great, but usually I'd kind of like get my one win and call it a day, which obviously worked well because I got my profits and I was done and just slowly made progress on my accounts. But the downside was when I would take losses and try to make back my wins, which again, 9 times out of 10 it worked. Take a loss, make it back. But then as soon as you start taking more than one loss and you can't make it back, all of a sudden you're down like 2 or 3 times your win. Like, so like one of my biggest losing days is like 3 times as big as my biggest winning day. Especially with like the dumb consistency rules that prop firms have. Like Apex had one that was, it was like 30% or something, I think. So like on the 50K account, $3,000 target, or I think like when I was funded, you have to make 2,600 to get a payout. I might have changed by now, but back then it was like you get up to 2,600 and then you can take a $2,000 payout. But like I think 30%, that was like 780. So I couldn't make more than like 780 in a day. So my losing days were sometimes over 1,000 on like a bad one. Anyways, just yeah. Final draw on ES. My final draw was ES dropped and NQ stood still. I said this some B. Yeah. You really hate to see it. Sometimes that's what they do, unfortunately. Could be kind of breaking the pennant now. See if we can get another V here though. Because that's kind of the issue I have, is I kind of look for, you know, the confirmation, the confluences to be like, okay, like we're in a downtrend, we're holding the 15, the 5 EMA. Now I'm going to make a trade. But like we talked about with like the initial entry, it might get cooked. If you don't get the first kind of move. Because yeah, it's like we have this move, we have this move. But if we wait for this move, this might be the one where we just run the highs, which would be very unfortunate. It's tempting though. Probably should just be done trading so I don't take any more trades, honestly. Because I could just do on like sim and stuff, but at the same time, I mean, yeah, after 11 a.m. especially. I thought about ending the stream back at like 9, but just kind of kept yapping about some of this V-algo stuff, which is good. I mean, definitely important stuff to kind of be aware of and figure out. Yeah, we could look for a 30 RSI buy, or maybe like a 70 sell. But I don't know if we're going to get up to the 70, not going to lie. We haven't gone above it since like an hour ago. Yeah, it looks like the 30 and the 70 do kind of support some of these V moves a little bit. But yeah, not the best day. 3 losses in a row, but we did get a nice win on the other count. Getting a little unfortunate, we didn't make it on that same account to make back those losses. But we're chilling, I think. Hopefully we can catch a nice win tomorrow, and then that'll do the same effect, right? Make back the losses. Yeah, I might just end the stream here a little early. Don't want to make any more trades that I'm going to regret. And I've already taken a handful today. I would be up if I took the trade off the open. You don't gotta remind me. I'm just kidding. No, I'm chilling. And you're definitely right. Again, like I was thinking about, the only reason I didn't is because like ES was like forming the long move at the same time, and I didn't want to like fade ES. But hindsight, I should have. So maybe next time I will. Anyways, definitely gonna try and make sure I catch those initial moves in the future. But yeah, probably gonna call it a day. I was up till like 2 a.m. last night. Definitely regret that a little bit, but I'm trying to leave. Only a little bit. You can say I'm a little tired. Give me a little food. You stuck here? Oh shoot. On another day, I probably would be like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. I probably would just like do more practice trades, watch the RSI. Again, taking this 15 here, kind of with this move down, kind of tempting. But definitely wouldn't be hard to get me to keep yapping, stay here for a little bit. But I might actually, today might not be that day. They were a little draining. The first 3 were draining. This last one was like, oh shoot. This last one was like, okay, it's like, we're still kind of chilling, but like, yeah, those first 3, just seeing like, you know, the loss here, it's like, shoot, okay, can't go down. And then we try going long, can't go long, can't go up either. Definitely a little bit draining. But this helped a little bit for sure. So that's part of it, but also like I said, I was up till 2 a.m., got like 4.5 hours of sleep. Maybe like 5. So I might go eat a little early lunch and then take a nap. Probably needed. Come back tomorrow. Here, Mr. 6-hour sleepo. Barely. Now, typically I try to get to bed before midnight. And I'll try and get about 7 hours. 8 on a good day. So that's kind of the goal. That's kind of what I look for. I mean, 8 hours is definitely the goal, because even with like, you know, like weightlifting and other things, like it's just so important to get 8 hours of sleep, and it's so hard to do. And that's why I think 7's like not the worst. And if I get 6, I can maybe get an hour nap in the day, and then I get about 7. But yeah, I also just like, I'm not like an early sleeper. 2, 3 a.m. kind of the same thing sometimes. But I do try and kind of get some naps if I need to, if I get under 6 hours or like around 6 hours. So yeah, not quite a Mr. 6 hours sleep, but I definitely have those days where I just can't get to bed on time. Yes, pendant are just V algos, that's why the YD. Oh, that's why they don't have good follow through. Gotcha. V, yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, it's like we had the pendant breakout kind of here, technically, and then we just V back up. And this would be the 15-minute short. I mean, definitely could get a nice move here, but it's just so hard to trust. Plus, if we really wanted one, it probably would have been better to take like this one. Or maybe this like 5-minute. Yeah, one major algo sign is when you have back-to-back V's expanding. Exactly. I forgot, like, I had like a term for that previously as well, something similar. But that also kind of made my old strat a little tough too, because it was kind of based off like sweeping kind of levels and then like breaking lows. And if you like zoom out too much, that was kind of almost a problem, because like those were like the worst kind of days. Because you like sweep this low and then you sweep the high, you think you're now in an uptrend, but then you go straight from breaking this high to breaking this low and then back to breaking this high, like expanding. And I think that stops out basically everybody. I mean, unless like you're like a dollar cost average, like you just like buy the low, sell the high kind of trader, which is like the V algo. But yeah, if you're like a, you know, any sort of like trend trader, even like momentum trader, it's like, okay, like now we're in an uptrend, more or less. Like not like a full uptrend, but like, you know, it's like this could be a reversal. But then we like take the lows out. So it's like, wait, maybe we're continuing lower. Right? That's where they get nasty. Yeah, good thing I didn't try this, because dang, that would have drained me a lot, as if I was like, okay, we're trying this 15 one more time, and then we just pump all the way through the EMAs. Look at 12.2 on ES. All right, bet. On a specific time frame, or just like any time frame? Celsius, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. 1 minute whole day. All right. Oh yeah, I mean that's like exactly what we were talking about. And I mean, if I was trading like that old strat or even like other strats, I probably would have gone chopped up, because it's like chop, but it's like large expanding chop. Because you like push the highs right off the open, and you probably think you're kind of bullish, especially with like the overnight trend. And then you go straight to the lows, stop out everyone at the lows. $70 short. Could be the move, especially with the V algo, but also it's like even above the 70, like for some reason, like seeing this V with that, like the buyers like this, it just reminds me of this. And it's like, we're just gonna go straight up, aren't we? But obviously, like the RSI is kind of in support of that. So you're not really like buying against the move here. I'm not gonna wait until maybe we dip kind of back below the 70 maybe. See a little bit more weakness up here maybe. Time to buy. Normally I'd say yes, kind of getting above the 15 like this. I mean, I'd be like, oh yeah, like buy in here and target up at these highs maybe. Because that'd be like the 15-minute move higher. But don't know, man. Don't know about that. This will be the initial V. Yeah. Initial momentum. Oh, but yeah, the December 2nd was kind of nuts.
Order filled.
I don't need that much risk. Maybe just like kind of at the highs there. And then we could target like the 5 maybe. I do kind of want to hold one of these trades to like the 30 one day, but it seems like recently kind of targeting, like the 15 or the 5 is a little safer. But this is probably last trade for real this time. But yeah, still looking at the second. Crazy day. Just with the expansion chop is, I mean, it's like the V algo, but also just like expansion chop, I think is a decent term for it. Because it's just like getting larger and larger as you take out highs and take out lows, stop people out. And then you go all the way from stopping everyone out at the lows to taking out the highs, and then back down to the lows, and then back to the highs, and back to the, literally like all day until like after 11:30 Eastern. Like that was wild. Like if you were any sort of like trend trader, continuation trader, you just got fricked. Because even trading like my bull flags, bear flags, like I probably would have gotten a little wrecked there, depending on if like there was an entry, but like assuming there was an entry at the highs, because I usually do wait for like the highs to take bull flags. Like I usually don't take a bull flag if it's like down here, because that's like not an uptrend. I like to trade with the trend typically. But I mean, like even this, it's like not quite a bull flag, but like if we got one here off the 90 MA, it's like you just get cooked because of the
Stop filled.
The V algo. Looks like we're not quite ready to sell yet. Looks like Prakash might have been right with the 555 buy. Didn't quite get down there, but basically 13-point drop, more or less. Definitely held above the EMAs and kind of using that 15 to make the move up. See how long it continues. Eventually it'll probably come back down with the RSI and everything, but kind of a weird day. I'm probably gonna call it, like I said. But always a good chatting, always a good time. But yeah, weird day with the price action. It's a kind of like the V expanding chop day, but like it's almost like the opposite, where it's just like a big pennant kind of day almost. I don't know. Or kind of like condensing. Catch you, bro. I'm gonna go cry in a closet. Dude, I might too, low key. Just kidding. But no, like, it's just a weird day. It happens. It's like, at least how I try and look at it, to like, so I don't go cry in a closet thinking I'm just like unintelligent for not understanding why the market did what it did. Because sometimes it just does things. But we did get a nice move out the open that kind of missed. And then we got unlucky with these moves. Caught one good one. Here's the RSI. Could be playing out now. If we don't drop, I'll be confused. It looks like we might. The market makers were just watching the stream though, and they saw me get in and said, "Oh, we gotta stop him out and then go down." I mean, you do know that's how it works, right? Getting below the 15. Tempting short, but I gotta just be done. This is I don't know if it's like actually that draining, but like I am, like I said, a little tired. 2 a.m. It's a little late for me, especially with yeah, what am I trying to say? Yeah, like 4.5 hours of sleep, whatever. Anyways, 5 hours. Will you do delay the chop entries? Are you saying like I delay the chop entries in a bad way? Or are you saying that like I should be delaying the chop entries? I did try and delay it a little bit. Kind of wait for us to dip below the 70. Zoom in here. Jeez, this is so weird. Anyways, maybe I should delete it a little bit more. Nah, you ain't holding me hostage. I just used that as a joke earlier. I was like, oh shoot, you're right, I gotta stay. Because I do need to keep the grind up, get the viewers up, the followers. Nah, you ain't robbing me. I'm trading of my own free will. And I'm streaming of my own free will. Oh, if we hold you hostage, I'm gonna just ask you for money. That's funny. But yeah, here's that dip with the RSI and everything. Very nice. Yeah, just a little early there. Maybe stop was a little tight. There's a play on words. Yeah. I like that. I do like some play on words. I might be too tired to like really understand it though right now. Let's just get in. I'm joking. That was a good one. But see if this move down kind of continues, especially like the chop with support from like the 15. Wait, no dump on ES. So that's what I'm saying. Like how? I don't know. That's where it's tricky because like this is like a sell all day. Like both on the moving average and like RSI. I'd be surprised if we don't dump down at least to like 90 or something like down here. But like if you look at ES, it's like, shoot, I don't know if I want to take the short because ES is like not supporting it at all. Maybe it's just an NQ thing, low key. I know. Let's see what happens. I like kind of want to stick around and watch it. But I think I'm going to go. Appreciate you guys though. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll probably catch the nice trade off the open. Just we'll see though. Hopefully we just have some better continuation momentum. Less V algo tomorrow. But yeah, it looks like we are going to get a little dump here. This trade should work out pretty well. If we don't dump, I'm going to take a break from trading. And oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, today's just proving you wrong left and right. Joking. But again, appreciate it. If you're new, haven't followed yet, would appreciate it. We're getting close to 1,000 followers. I kind of want to hit it before the end of the year, but we'll see if we can do that. We've kind of slowed down a little bit with our momentum as far as TikTok followers growth has gone. But we'll keep the streams up. We'll probably stream every day next week. And hopefully get some more followers and get that 1,000. That's the goal. Oh, here's that dump. Here's the dump. There it is. Thank you, got the short. Suwak. Whatever that word is. Or whatever language. Just kidding. Show needs to be L stock market. For real. I wonder if that would make it pump or dump. If you said that. Because it's definitely L stock market today. I feel like the last couple of weeks though have been like low-key kind of choppy, kind of weird. Dang. Just barely stopped out though on that trade. Gotta love it. Not too upset though. Just small little loss and could have tried it again. Back below the 15. Scaled in here. Boom. Pretty solid. But it is what it is. Just didn't quite catch the right moves today. But tomorrow will be a different day, better day. Nina, thank you for the follow. But yeah, again, appreciate all you guys. Hope to see you guys again. If you want to see me again, make sure you do. Make sure to give me a follow. Go check out my YouTube, subscribe there. You can find my channel, BangerTrades, on YouTube, and yeah, I'm live there and on TikTok. So hope to see you guys next time, and have a good rest of your day. Thank goodness my pride was on the line there, dude. It kind of was. I was, like I said, I was kind of like, I kind of want to wait and see how this plays out. But I always could have looked back at the charts and got on the Discord and said, "Oh look, you got your dump. You did indeed get it." But you get the chop strat a little late. What do you mean by that? Sorry, just a little tired. Just kidding. Oh yeah, barely. Like what's that? Actually, I guess it's a couple points. I guess the volatility is kind of high. But it's like 82 to 89. It is like 7 points actually. when you zoom out, it does look like it was just like literally a point or two. Oh yeah, definitely need a nap. Talk about it tomorrow. Sick. Yeah, could have put my stop a little wider. Maybe could have waited a little bit for a better something, but yeah, nice short there, all the way down to like the 30 basically. Very solid. I love to see it when it does the right thing. But yes, I will catch you guys next time. Peace out. Oh, you got to enter those when you're pumping up. It makes sense because you catch like the better entry. And that's something like I'm kind of experimenting with, but obviously you would kind of know like the stats on it better just because you've been trading it more. Because like it does feel like a little silly to buy just or to sell blindly up here. Because sometimes we do like, because I think the initial buy actually might have, or sell, entry, we'll call it entry. The initial entry might have been on this candle, like could have been at the high, but also could have been like at the low, which also would have not been the best entry. So yeah, like you said, it's a little weird. And that's something I still need to kind of like learn and kind of figure out. Because yeah, it's like, do I wait for a little bit of a confirmation, which isn't the best entry, or, you know, just get in on this candle without much confirmation. Possibly better entry, but also we could have another green candle right after it. Or just wait for the candle to close. Maybe. Because this candle might have also been like an entry off the 70. And then you'd be down like 20 points. I don't know. Anyways. Peace out. Appreciate you guys. Again. I'll be back tomorrow. Give me a follow if you want to see me again. And support the channel. Check out Funny Ticks. I'll catch you later.